Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda if you're just seeing me for the first time. So in this video I want to share something really very personal, something I learned this year. I think I learned it the hard way. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm holding on to my journal, my diary sort of. I'm holding on to it because I want to share something that I wrote in this book. Yes, so I know that this will be beneficial to a lot of people, especially people around my age, people that are trying to figure out life, they're trying to figure out what to do with themselves or trying to figure out their lives, and possibly even people that are way older or way younger than me. So sit back and enjoy this video. For people that have been very frequent on this channel, or for people that have been watching my videos, I don't know if you can remember the video I made. I think it was Xmas Eve vlog, sort of. I can't remember what I named it. In that particular video, I told you guys that for the very first time in my life, I was going to actually get a journal or a diary, and on the 1st of January or on the 31st of December, I will sit down and for the very first time ever since I was born, write down my New Year resolutions, my goals for the year, things I would like to get better at, things I would like to achieve in the year, and all of that. So 31st came and I actually did what I said I was going to. Why am I making this video? Why am I telling you this? You might begin to ask, but if you relax and listen to everything I have to say, you understand why I had to explain in details what and how this book came about. So this is the journal I got, and I wrote down all of the things I want to achieve this year, the things I want to be better at. I just wrote down my New Year resolutions basically. So now I'm going to be opening up this book to a particular section to read out something I wrote that was also part of the things I wrote on the 31st of January. I'm heading somewhere, guys. I'm heading somewhere. This is, I don't know if you can see this, but these are my New Year resolutions. These are what I wrote for my New Year resolutions. Here, and a little part of here. So for this particular video, I'm going to be reading out one section, just one section of the things I wrote that I will be better at, or the things I wrote that I will do. But before I read that out, I just want to say that this was not the most important, like this was not the first on my list, but this was part of the things that I actually set out to do this year. I actually set out to do better at this year. I just want to say that there's a way I wrote this New Year resolution. I was really very intentional about it. What do I mean? So for everything I planned to achieve this year, for everything I wrote on this diary or this journal that I said that I would like to achieve this year, I attached something that I had to do in order to get it. So I wrote, I prayed to become monetized on YouTube and get 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. This will require me posting or putting up YouTube videos 3 times a week. 3 times a week being Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I also wrote, I also want to become monetized as a content creator on Instagram. This will include me or require me, this will require me to put out fashion content on my Instagram page 4 times a week, and the 4 days I stated them being Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. I don't know if you get me, but I'll take that again. I wrote in my book, or I wrote in my journal, part of my New Year resolution for the year was that I would like to get monetized on YouTube and get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And in order to achieve this, I had to put out 3 videos every week, Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I also wrote that I would also like to be monetized in the aspect of content creation this will require me to put out 4 videos every week on my Instagram page. And the 4 days I listed here were Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So now let me now get to my point. In the midst of all of these things that I said I was going to do differently this year in order to achieve a certain goal, I have other things that keep me busy. I'm currently serving, as most of you know, and I'm serving in a hospital. I'm a medical laboratory scientist. That means I work in a hospital. Yes. That also means that there are days I have to work extra hours. Now, my job is I have to work every blessed day, Monday to Thursday, and in a week consisting of 7 days, 2 days out of 7 days I have to work a 24-hour shift. So that's like 2 days already out of my 7 days, leaving me with just 5 days. And that 5 days I have to work every blessed day from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I don't know if you're getting the gist. So that aside, I also have a business that I run. I run my business by myself. I create content for my business. I have to make out time to wear clothes because I run a fashion business. I have to make out time to wear clothes, take pictures, make videos, and then make out time to edit these videos before I post them on my page. Also make out time to reply my customers. Also make out time to pack my orders, contact my delivery people, send out my orders. Also make out time to strategize on how to push my business forward. So I think I've listed a lot of things that I do with my time. And in the midst of this, I'm also supposed to make out time to relax and enjoy myself a little bit or rest. So now where am I driving at? January started, I wrote all of these things and I wrote them without thinking so much about it because I felt like I was going to be capable or I was going to be able to do them. So January started on a good note. I kept to all of these things. I was delivering back to back, posting on my Instagram, posting on my YouTube. I was delivering back to back up until some few days after my birthday. I think around 10th or 11th, I started to feel it. Just like 11 days into the month, I started to feel it. But then I started to feel worn out. I started to feel too exhausted. I started to feel choked up. But then it didn't occur to me that things I've listed out or I've tasked myself to do this year were what was actually weighing me down. At a point in January, I felt sick. But then I took drugs and I got better. And I continued. Sometime around 27th of January, just before I went to bed, because before I go to bed, I'll always just lie down on my bed and, just think about my day before I'll just sleep off. See a movie and sleep off or something like that. So while I was on my bed, I was just, reflecting and thinking about how I don't have time for anything. How it feels like I'm just in a world of my own trying to survive. How it feels like I don't have a social life. How it feels like I was just thinking to myself how it feels like my life has changed completely from somebody that could actually make out time to take care of herself, time to go out and see some friends and families and all of that. How it felt like I didn't even have time or to call my parents to check up on them. I didn't even have time to, it was just all about everything I said I was going to do this year for me. At that point, I was lost. I didn't know what to do because everything that I listed out to do for this year, or all the things I said I was going to do, I took it very seriously, and it felt like all these different things I listed felt like a job on their own that I had to keep up to. And I'm not somebody that comes and say, oh, I'm going to do this, and I don't end up doing it. If I say I'm going to do this with my heart, I actually follow it to the latter. I was on my bed that day. I was just thinking about how I didn't like how my life was going, how it felt like I was choked up, how I felt like there were so many things going on that I couldn't even control. And then I needed someone to talk to, someone that could actually understand. Not like I needed someone to talk to, but I just needed to pour out what I felt or what was in my head. And then there's a new habit I developed. Anytime I have something troubling me or anytime I feel like I need to talk, I just go on Twitter and type out my heart or type out whatever it is that is in my head and just forget about it. Because I feel like the people that follow me on Twitter, I think they're just like around 30 or 35. I feel like they don't even know me personally because I don't even know them. So I feel like there's nobody there that knows me, that can actually see those things. And so it just felt like I was talking to myself. I was just going there to talk to myself. That's how I felt. So I went on Twitter and I was scrolling, just when I opened the Twitter app, I got a little bit distracted, and so I started scrolling around in Twitter. And then I saw a post. That read, I can't remember the words. I can't remember what they wrote word for word, but I know that I think I should check. I think I'll check what they wrote and put it on the screen. I'll leave what exactly said on the screen. What I got from that post was that you can never be 100% at a lot of things. You can never be 100%. If you have 5 different things to do, you can never be 100% at those things. Because when I read that was the message I got. That was what dropped in my heart. You can never be, because at that point I was beating up myself that I was not meeting up to, because the month has almost ended, and from all the things I planned, it means that for YouTube I was supposed to have, there are 4 months in a week, I was supposed to have 12 videos in total for January, but then January was almost over and I was just having about 8. So at that point I was not really exactly happy with how January went in terms of my content aspect or for YouTube. And after reading what was on that post, I knew the message that dropped in my heart, or what I got from that post, was that you can never be 100% at everything you do, especially when you have to share your time to do different kind of things. I also got that you can never give your best to something when you have a lot of other things that are trying to, take from your energy. You can never give your best to something when you have so many other things that you have to meet up to standard. You can never be 100% at everything. You can never even be 80% at all of them. So when I read that thing, I started thinking about it. I started thinking about the fact that, okay, sincerely, no matter what I decide to do, no matter how confident or how serious I am about chasing and acquiring or doing all the things I said I was going to do, it was not going to be possible, because there were a lot of things. Sincerely. My job, my 9 to 5, my business, my YouTube, my Instagram, all of these things were just a lot of things that I could not, or I cannot possibly meet up to. So now when I saw that post, I kept on thinking. That's why I don't know if you noticed, but towards the end of January, around 27th to like 1st of February, I didn't really put out any video, because I was trying to recuperate and think about what's next to do, because I saw clearly that the things I said I was going to do, there was no way I was going to be able to follow suit or follow up with what I said I was going to do, because I made that list, yes, with faith, but then I didn't think about how far my human energy can carry me, and I didn't put into consideration all these other things that I had to do. So I started to think about it, and that was the very first time that it dawned on me that there's no such thing as finding a balance. I know that I've heard it so many times when people say, try to find the balance in your life, your life can never be balanced. There's no such thing as balance. Some particular things will always take up most of your time. Some particular thing will always take up most of your attention. You can never be 100% at everything. You can never be 100% at if, for instance, I have a 9 to 5, I have a business, I have to check up on family, I have to, check up on family and friends and relationship and all of that. These things have their different impacts on me. In my head, subconsciously, they are placed according to their importance, and somehow I will always just find myself pay more attention to the one that I feel like is more important for me, subconsciously, without you even knowing about it. So like, I've come to the conclusion that, or rather that day I came to the conclusion that there's no such thing as balance. You cannot find the balance around these things, especially when you have so much things to do. That was what I told myself. So I sat down again with this same journal, this same book, and I started to rewrite that particular section of my New Year resolution. First of all, how did I go about it? I wrote down all the things that I know will sincerely be taking my time, my 9 to 5, which I cannot just help but go for it. Even if I'm to be honest, I don't think it's so important for me, but then it's important. When something is self-imposedly important, I don't know if that English is correct, but you understand what I mean. Because at the end of the day, I have to get my NYC certificate and all of that. I know that there are some other ways to go about it, but I'm really not that kind of person that wants to just sit at home and ghost something. No, I can't. I'm not that kind of person. So I sat down on my seat and I wrote out all the things that I know that will take my time every day. I wrote out my business. I wrote out creating content for my business. I wrote out creating content for my YouTube page. I wrote out creating content for Instagram. I wrote out my 9 to 5. I wrote out creating content for TikTok, because that was also part of the things I said. So now, what did I do? I wrote out these things and I looked at them. I stared at them for a long time. I started to tick the ones that I know that are very important to me. I started to tick them. First thing I ticked was my business, of course, because business is more personal than profit driven. So my business is very, very much important to me. I feel like out of all the things that I have on that list, that one is more important to me than every other thing, than my 9 to 5, obviously, than YouTube, obviously. So the first thing I ticked was my business. And the next thing I ticked was my YouTube channel. Every other thing, creating content for Instagram, trying to become a social media content creator, all these things, I didn't tick them, because sincerely, even though I sincerely love to make videos and create content, even though I sincerely wish I could dive into that line, and begin to make money out of that, because it's something I love doing, because even though creating content and putting out videos on Instagram, editing videos and all of that is something I love doing, I just had to let it go, because after listing out the things, even though I just had to let it go, because after listing out all the things that would possibly be taking my time every blessed day, I had to pick the most important ones, or the most important things to me. So I had to drop focusing on creating content for Instagram and all of that. I just had to drop it for my personal page. I had to drop that chasing the dream of becoming a content creator, because if I'm to be honest, my business and my YouTube are more important to me than that. After sharing this story with you, February came and I got a correction pen and I adjusted that particular section of my New Year resolution, and then I changed it to something that I know that I can be able to live up to. I changed it to creating content for my YouTube channel and focusing on my business. I removed content creation and all of that from a New Year resolution. So what that means is that my priorities right now is my 9 to 5, my YouTube, and then my business. Whenever or however I make content any day, peradventure I make any content any day, I will still put it out on my Instagram page. Doesn't mean that if I find the time, I can create content and put out on my Instagram page. What it just means is that it's not a priority. It's not something that I'll beat myself up at the end of the month to say, oh, you didn't do this. It's not that anymore. It's not that personal. It's not that serious anymore. There are 2 points I would like you to take out of this video, or I would like you to get after seeing this video. The first point is that it's okay. I know a lot of us made New Year resolutions. I know a lot of us wrote some things down that I would like to achieve for ourselves and all of that. This video should let you know that it is okay at any point in time to come back to what you have written, to make adjustments. It is okay. This is February and I made the adjustment on 27th or 28th of January, just after about how many days? About 28 days. Nothing you are taking out of this video. I want you to understand 2 things. First of all, the first one, it is okay at any point in time to come back to all you must have written about your New Year resolutions or about something you like to achieve, to make corrections or to edit whatever it is you've written, on the grounds that you've seen or for very good reasons. And then the second point I want you to take out of this video today is the fact that you can never find a balance in your life. You can never be 100% at everything you do. As you go on, you begin to see that things that matter more to you will take more of your time than things that don't. So why stress yourself focusing on trying to divide your attention, trying to divide your energy between so many things, when you can actually focus on one, grow it to a certain extent that you know that you can set up systems that when you set up these systems, this particular thing will not require your presence so much before you can now dive into something else. So what do I mean? My business is at the stage where I can't afford to. It's not like I can't afford to, but I don't think I'm ready to employ more hands. I think I can be able to handle most of the things by myself right now, just so that my profit margin will still be reasonable and something I can actually hold on to. But it will get to a certain time, my business, by the grace of God, will get to certain points where I must have employed more hands. The business must have grown. I must have employed more hands. And then I must have put system in place that even though, or even if I am not present, or even if I am not there, even if I don't ask about it for the day, it will still run. So at that point, I can now say, okay, I had something for content creation. Let me now open the chapter of content creation. If there's nothing, I'm coming again, if there's nothing you took out of this video, I want you to take out the fact that you can actually come back to whatever resolution, whatever plans or whatever goals you set for yourself and make edits and edit some of it and correct some of it on the grounds of or the basis of good reasons. You have good reasons for doing that, then you can do that. And then secondly, never find balance in your life. Pick out your priorities, pick out what is more or mostly, pick out what's more important to you, and then focus on doing what's more important to you at that moment until you get to a stage where you can actually say, okay, even if I'm not present, this particular thing can still go on. You put system in place. When you get to that point, you can now begin to divert your attention to something else. Because if my business is more important to me and I'm doing a lot of things, despite the fact that my business is still going to be taking more of my attention, but I will not be able to maximize my full potential when it comes to my business because of how distracted I am upstairs. I don't know if you're getting my point. So that's all I have to say, or that's my personal life story that I thought, or personal experience that I thought to share with you guys. If you've gotten to this point of this video, I think I deserve, or I think you should subscribe to my channel, because if not for anything, this video was helpful to you. So once again, my name is Amanda, and thank you for watching this video.